Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I found something really cool at my local Walmart and I wanted to share it with you. What it is it's the Micro Galaxy Squadron's Millennium Falcon. And when I saw this on the shelf, I just said, dude, I have to pick this up. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at it in box. Then I'm going to take a look at it and its accessories and also its play features. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, so here it is in packaging. I like the packaging for this. You got the Star Wars logo. It lets you know that it has lights and sounds. You get to see the ship, all the pieces that come with it. Lets you know that it's part of a Series 1, choking hazards, Micro Galaxy Squadrons, Millennium Falcon. You get a nice little picture here of the ship, launch edition, and a serial number. All right. So then when you spin it over here, you get, once again, letting you know that it has lights and sounds to it, which are motion activated. You get a little bit more of the open clamshell, Star Wars, Micro Galaxy Squadron. Spinning around here, it shows you all the play features. You get this nice blueprint version of the Millennium Falcon. You get to see everything else in the lineup. Now here's a cool thing. Right here, they have the Star Wars language. I forget what exactly it's called, but in the Star Wars galaxy, they actually had their own way of writing it. It was in English, and this was something that they added, which I thought was really neat. I think that's really cool. You also got your squadron here, Disney, collect them all. And then you spin it around this way. You get this nice piece of art here of the Millennium Falcon. You got a couple X-Wings in the background. I think that's a Star Destroyer under it. Star Wars, the Disney logo. So this is a nice piece of art. Kind of wish they would have shrunk it down just a little bit so you get the full shot of the ship. But that's that. You look up top here. You have Star Wars, the name of the line. You get the continuation of that piece of art that was on the side. So you got a couple TIE Fights and X-Wings. And you bring it around this way. You got your legal and skew. So let's open this up and see what she's about. So here she is out of packaging. It's a really nice looking toy. I like the way how it looks. It does come with a couple pieces. So it comes with Han Solo, Princess Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Chewbacca. And they're in this little case that's really nice. So if you don't want them on the ship, you can always put them in here and display them in front of, your ship or what have you. It comes with the top cannons. All right. They just hook on right here, just in this little hole. Okay. So now you have the upper cannons. All right. And it also comes with the round dish from the original Star Wars trilogy, which just hooks right in here. All right, it does spin. Okay, you flip her around to the bottom. You have 5 landing gear. So you have the front one. All right, that opens up like that. You have these two, which open up together. And then you have these two that open up together as well. So now you have her on her landing gear. So with all this stuff on it, let's give it the rotation. Once again, for a toy set, they really put some nice detail into this. I like the detailing to it. All right. And then here's a nice look at it from the top. Your cannon does swivel around, so that does the spin like, any Star Wars fan will want it. These here are the controls for the sounds. We'll get into that later. And then you spin it around once again. You have your 4 landing gear. Actually 5. All right. You have really nice detail to it. It does show the bottom cannon, but it doesn't move or do anything. And then you also have your ramp. So let's spin it one more time. This opens up, so your cockpit does open up. Bit on the tight side. Ooh, that's really tight. All right, let me see I take a small screwdriver if I could just pop this really easy. There it goes. All right, so that pops open. All right, looks like it was sealed because of paint, because if you look here, you can see a lot of paint drip. So it's not broken, because even when you look here, see how you can see that paint dried right there? So that might have been why it was so hard to get off. So while we're looking at this, I love the detail inside the cockpit here. That's really nice looking. Let's see how well this just pops back in. Okay. So yeah, that pops on like that. Pops open. So that might be something you may want to be aware of when you pick this up, is the factor that this might be sealed due to painting issues or what have you. And it just closes up and it sits tight, doesn't fall apart. All right. Now, the one thing I'm noticing about this is how loose the landing gear is. All the time I move this, the landing gear is coming up. So that might be something of a minor concern, but you know, for me personally, that's not a make or break. So now to get to the inside, this pops off. Okay. There it goes. All right. You don't have any really special detailing to the top here. You know, just, you know, a little bit of extra, you know, detail, nothing spectacular to it. Now let's see how well the figures work with this. So I'm going to pop them out of their packaging. All right. All right, so let's start with the canopy first. Pop you open again. All right, let's use Han Solo here. Now he does have movable arms, so his arms move and his legs move. All right. He fits in there pretty well. No issues. All right. All the figures are the same, so Chewie's arms move up and he can get into a sitting position. All right, put him next to Solo. All right. All right, Chewie's having some problems here. So let me spread his legs just a little so he can sit in there a little bit better. There we go. All right. And you have Princess Leia. Her arms move. Now, here's one of the things about the Princess Leia. She doesn't have separate legs. She only has the skirt and her legs are one, which kind of stinks because you can't make her fly the Millennium Falcon, because the cockpit seats, there's a split in the middle where the yokes are. So unless if you have the split legs, you can't sit in the cockpit, which, you know, kind of stinks because Leia has flown the Falcon. She has sat in those front seats. So if you wanted to simulate her being in the front, you can't do it. The same with Obi-Wan. He has the arms that move up. He has a single tunic, so he can only sit in a sitting position. So him also cannot sit in the, you know, the front cockpit seats, which is not so bad of a thing for Obi-Wan because he never sat there before. It's a kind of bummer with Princess Leia because she has, once again, sat in the front there. And let's see how well one of these figures can go in these back seats. All right. So he goes back there pretty well. So you can get everybody in the cockpit. Let's do Leia too. You know, get her sitting back there. All right. So you can have her and Obi-Wan in the back seats. All right. And you just drop the canopy and then you know, can have them all in that flight position. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, are you going to be in the Philadelphia area between September 9th and 10th? If so, check out RetroCon. It's affordable. They have lots of great vendors. There's going to be cosplay competitions, celebrities, and much, much more. So go ahead and check out the link in the description. And also, Samuel J. Jones is going to be there, better known as Flash Gordon. So check it out. Greg Evigan will be there, best known for BJ and the Bear, My Two Dads, and Tech Wars. And check this out, the rare Hasbro Proton Pack as a raffle prize. Now you can't beat that.
All right, so let's take a good look at the inside of this. Right here is your battery pack, okay? I guess it's the only spot they really thought was good to put the battery pack. It fits 3 AAAs. Me personally, I would have liked this to have been open because I would have loved to have been able to do the Lando saving Luke, piece with this, because on this side there was a door that opened up in the top. Lando comes out, rescues Luke, and what have you. So I would have liked that in there, but I guess that's just where they thought the best place to put the battery pack was. Also, you have your trapdoor here where you can hide Han, Leia, Chewie, and what have you in it. You got the game table with the bench around it. You got this little storage area. All right, you got your cannon here. Now, the way to take the cannon off is you have to spin it around this way, and then it unlocks. All right, and then you just put it back on, and it latches into place. All right, let's get it up on its landing gear. Once again, I'm still having issues with the landing gear. They're not very tight, extremely loose, so... All right, the walkway does drop down. You can put your figures on it if you want, if that's something you want to do. All right, the secret storage spots here. So what you need is a small screwdriver to open this up. Or you could just turn it upside down, but it does have a little notch right here. You could just take a screwdriver and it pops right open. All right, and then you could fit at least 2 or 3 of your figures laying down in there, like so. Maybe even fit all of them. All right. So yeah, you could fit them in there. Close it back up. Nah, you can't do all 4. So let's take Chewie out. Let's see if you could do 3. So yeah, you can do it with 3, so you can't do it with all 4 of them. All right, so let's pop this back open again. All right, take them out of there. Okay. Let's see how well they go around the table. So we got Princess Leia here. Put her there. All right, she wants to fall over. So a little bit difficult to get her to sit around the chair. All right, just because of the way she's designed. Let's get her arms up. Maybe if we put her arms up. So yeah. So it's hard for her to sit there because they got a lot of space. Maybe if they would have tightened this up a little bit more, she might be allowed to sit around it a little bit better. Let's try Han Solo. Yeah, see, I think the problem with this table is that there's just too much space. I think if they would have tightened it up, because, I mean, if you, take Han Solo here, trying to get him to sit around it. If you look, technically, he's a little too small for it, because he sits so far away from the table. I think if they would have tightened it up, and made it so they look like they belong there, because he looks too small for this table. I think they should have shrunk the table down maybe a hair, made it a little bit tighter, and it would probably look a little bit better, because he just looks so small. I mean, his head literally almost comes over the table. So if it's something that you really want to display, everybody sitting around the table, it kind of looks a little goofy. Even Chewbacca. If you put Chewbacca in there, let me put Chewie in here. He even looks small against the table. But I think the reason why they did it that way is because of the way how their legs are designed, that they only move forward, like there's no knee joints or nothing. So if you did, maybe what they might have did was just made the head of the table bigger, like wider, so they may fit around it a little bit better. So It's not a major design flaw, but it still is a flaw. So, you know, that's just me pet peeving and what have you and nitpicking. So take them out of there. Now you have the cannon here. Open this up, and as you can see here, you could fit one of your figures in there. So let's go with Han Solo, because for some reason this set didn't come with a Luke. You know, I would think it would, but then again, maybe they were just reserving Luke for the X-Wing, because they do have an X-Wing. So, all right. He fits in there really nice. Let's really move this up here so you could get a good look at him in there. Let's look at it through the glass. So he does fit in there really well. All right. And then this just closes up, spins around. All right. Now, like the cockpit, the only two people who could fit in here is Chewbacca and Han. And the reason for that is, let's pop this out again. If you look, move him out of the way. Between the gunnery yokes there, there's a bar. So you need to have that split leg to be able to do that play feature. So Obi-Wan or Princess Leia cannot fire the cannons in this ship because they don't have the split legs like Han and Chewbacca. So, spin this around. Now here you have your buttons for your lights and sound. So you hit this, and you can see, you know, the hyperdrive engage. And then this one here is your blaster cannon sound. Okay? Then if you hold it in, it does it on a continuous loop. Or at least that's what they said. Yeah, so I guess that just stays lit. All right. And you hold that in. All right, I guess just holding it in does it as a continuous loop. All right. So once you got this engaged, all right, you can also move it, and it makes different sounds. All right. So that's the thing about that, which is cool. Once you turn it off, it don't do it anymore. So that's pretty neat. So put her back together. And this closes pretty easily. There you go. That pops into place. That closes as well. All right. So after looking at the inside, those same controllers can be done with these vents here. So there you go. There's your hyperdrive. Okay. And of course, you know, you shake it, you get your lights. And then your cannon. All right. What it looks like too is, you may want to be careful. It looks like this sticks a little. So just be aware of that. All right. Spin around like this. Oh, stupid thing. Okay. So now here's the other cool thing about this. Check this out. It comes with this cardboard backing here. All right, so let's put that aside. So you get this really nice display piece here that you can actually put your ship in front of. All right. So now you can display it like that. You got your figures, so you could display it with your figures here or on off to the side. However you want to do it. So that's pretty cool that you have this piece that actually can come out of the packaging. So you can have this really nice display where you have your Millennium Falcon. You have this really cool looking backdrop. And you can display your figures in this little case. So overall, I do like this play set. I think it's really cool. It does have some minor problems, like with, you know, the figures can't sit around the bench very well. They fall over, and that's just, you know, a minor pet peeve to me. Han Solo and Chewbacca are the only ones that can actually fit in the pilot seats in the cockpit, and also the gunnery seat in the cannons. But probably my biggest pet peeve with it is the landing gear. Okay, the landing gear, I wasn't really happy with it because it looks cool, but it doesn't hold place. Like, I wish they just had maybe a little tab or something that would just lock them into place, because anytime I move this ship, the landing gear collapses. So that would probably be my biggest pet peeve with this. And a minor pet peeve, and this is just because I'm an old school Star Wars fan. They have the battery pack here. I wish they would have put it somewhere else, because I would have loved to have seen a, Lando rescuing Luke play feature. I think that would have been a really cool thing to just add to this. So once again, overall, I like it. I think it would look nice with your Star Wars collectibles, and it'd actually be a cool toy for kids to play with as well. So if you're thinking about maybe getting this for your kids to play with, yeah, I would recommend it for that too. So I hope you all liked this review. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. It's a small click for you, but it really helps this channel grow. And, leave me a comment. I always like to hear from people. I get back to you as quick as I can. So, into the next one. Late.